Good morning, children. Children, in the class today, we'll study magnetic flux and magnetic flux density. And finally, we'll study the magnetic field due to a bar magnet or in general a magnetic dipole at any position at its end on side and at broad on side. So let's start with magnetic flux. Magnetic flux. Children, magnet creates magnetic field around themselves, and this region of magnetic field is made up of some imaginary lines of forces called magnetic lines of forces. Magnetic line of forces cannot be expressed in their number. We cannot count them. Well, still their number is expressed with the help of a new quantity called magnetic flux. So magnetic flux is measure of magnetic lines of forces. Mathematically, we define magnetic flux as dot product of magnetic field vector and area vector. So this B dot A is magnetic flux, and this magnetic flux represents the flux passing through an area A in magnetic field B. B dot A is BA cos theta. Well, theta is angle between magnetic field and area vector. What is direction of an area? Direction of an area is always normal to its plane. Well, you know it already. Let me tell you once again. There are two types of areas. One is uniform area and the other is non-uniform area. The area which is in a plane, like this is a rectangular sheet, it is in a plane. What is this area called? This area is called as uniform area. Why it is uniform area? Because the direction of this area is fixed. Direction of an area is always normal to its plane, and wherever you make this normal, it would be all in the same direction. If the plane is in horizontal, if this rectangular area is in horizontal plane, then direction is what? Along vertical. But if this area is not in a plane, like this area of say a right circular cylinder, of course we can find out the value of area, cross sectional area into height, pi r square h. But is this area uniform? No. Why? Because direction of normal to this surface is different at each and every point. So if area is uniform, it is in a plane. If area is not uniform, it is not in a plane. And what makes the area non-uniform is the direction of area vector, which is different over non-uniform area. Well, the flux passing through a uniform area is BA cos theta, and if there are n number of turns in the coil, magnetic flux is going to be n times BA cos theta. Well, this AN is normal component of the area. What is that? We'll come to know very shortly. Well, flux is a scalar quantity. Its unit is unit of magnetic field into area, that is Tesla into meter square. 1 Tesla meter square is 1 Weber. This is SI unit of magnetic flux. Well, in the diagram here, I have shown a rectangular area in 3 different orientation. This is uniform area in 3 different orientation. This area, the plane is perpendicular to the magnetic field. This is uniform magnetic field. This area, the same area, is now kept such that the plane of the area is parallel to magnetic field, and here the area is obliquely placed in the magnetic field. Now this area is normal, but what is angle theta, which is there in the definition of magnetic flux? This theta is angle between area vector and magnetic field vector. What is direction of this area? Direction of this area is normal to its plane, and normal to its plane is parallel to magnetic field. So what is angle between B and A? 0. So for this normal area, angle theta is 0. Well, for this area where the plane is parallel to magnetic field, normal to the plane is like this, magnetic field is towards right as shown here, and angle between them is what? 90 degree. So the parallel area has theta is equal to 90 degree, which is the theta of magnetic flux. Well, in this obliquely placed area, normal to the plane is this. This is magnetic field. This is angle theta, angle between normal to the plane and magnetic field. So flux is what? The theta is of course less than 90 degree acute, and the value of flux is BA cos theta. So what is theta? That has been shown in the diagram here for uniform area. But if area happens to be non-uniform, well, what is the flux and how we are going to find out that? See, this is a magnetic field, of course uniform, and in the magnetic field is an area which is not uniform. Well, what do? We divide this total area into infinite number of infinitesimally small areas dA each, and flux passing through one very small area dA is what? B dot dA. Remember, this dA, which is very small area, is always in the plane. Therefore, there is going to be well defined angle between this area vector and magnetic field. So B dot dA is the flux passing through this very small area, and if we wish to find out the total area, total flux passing through this whole area, in that case we integrate it all over surface. That means we find out sum total of the flux passing through each and every small area dA all over surface. So the flux passing through any surface S is read as surface integral of B dot dA. This is, next is Gauss theorem. When in electrostatics we have studied Gauss theorem as what? Net flux passing through any closed surface is always equal to the ratio of net charge enclosed to permittivity of free space. Net electric flux is E dot dA surface integral. Well, here net flux passing through any surface S is B dot dA surface integration. Now if this surface area happens to be closed, if this surface area is a closed surface area as is in the Gauss theorem, well, in magnetostatics surface integration of B dot dA over a closed surface is always zero. Why it is zero? It is zero simply because magnetic lines of forces are closed curves. All these MLFs are what? Closed curves. So as many magnetic forces enter from one side, same number of magnetic forces come out of the surface from the other side. So net flux passing through any closed surface in magnetostatics is always zero. Now let us move on to magnetic flux density. Magnetic flux density is another name for magnetic field intensity, or in general magnetic field. Like in electrostatics, we also call electric field intensity as electric flux density. Same way, in magnetostatics, we call magnetic field intensity also as magnetic flux density. And this magnetic flux density is defined as magnetic flux linked through a unit normal area. In any magnetic field, magnetic flux passing through unit normal area at any point is the value of magnetic flux density or magnetic field intensity. Well, this is a numerical which has been worked out, and in this numerical we are finding out the flux passing through this rectangular area. So what is there in the numerical? This is a rectangular area of length 6 cm and width 3 cm. Find magnetic flux passing through rectangular coil 6 into 3 cm having 50 turns. So what is flux passing through this area? As per the definition of the flux we have just studied, the flux passing through this area is N number of turns, B the magnetic field, A the area of the coil, and cos theta. Theta is angle between normal to the plane of coil and magnetic field. What is given in the question is this angle. What is given in the question is this angle. So theta of the definition of flux is not this angle. This is the angle magnetic field makes from the plane. With the plane the angle is given as 30 degree. Now theta of the definition of flux is this angle, which is angle between normal to the plane of coil and magnetic field. This is angle theta for finding out flux. And if this is 30, this angle is going to be what? 60 degrees. So this 60 degree angle we have to find out. Thereafter, it is all very simple. Just substitute and find out the answer. N is 50, B is 1.5 given. Area is 6 is 18 square centimeter. That is 18 into 10 to the power minus 4, and cos 60 is 0.5. If you solve this, what do we get? 5 is 0.0675 Weber. This is the flux passing through this rectangular area. So what is important here in the numerical is to correctly find out the angle theta, the requisite angle for finding out the flux. Now children, there are some results which I am going to write here, and these results are with regard to value of magnetic field intensity due to a magnet at anon position and at broad-on position. Derivation is not in your syllabus, but you can work out derivation exactly in the same way as you found out electric field intensity due to electric dipole at anon position and at broad-on position. Well, let us first of all know the expression and direction. This is electric dipole, this is magnetic dipole, that is bar magnet. Its magnetic dipole moment is from south to north, that is P, and these are the points at anon positions. These are the points. So at any point, say this is point A, which is at a distance x from center of the dipole. So what is magnetic field intensity here, which is at anon position? Magnetic field intensity here is going to be what? Mu naught upon 4 pi to P upon x cube. What is P? P is magnetic dipole moment, and this magnetic dipole moment is what? Q into 2L. Remember, this Q is not charge. This Q is pole strength of the bar magnet, and 2L of course is the separation between the two poles. So this Q is not charged, but still it has been written with letter Q just to stress upon the fact that this Q is analogous to charge of electrostatics. Whatever is the status of plus charge and minus charge in electric dipole, same is the status of this north pole and south pole, pole strength minus Q and plus Q. So the value of magnetic field at anon position is in the same direction as is the direction of P, and the value is mu naught upon 4 pi 2P upon x cube. And this is the value when magnet is short, small. But if the magnet is of finite length, in that case the magnetic field is going to be mu naught upon 2 pi 2pm x upon x square minus L square whole square. You can also find out this expression. Magnetic field because of north pole here is what? Away from north pole. Magnetic field because of south pole here is what? Towards south pole. Magnetic field because of north pole would be greater than that by south pole. Magnetic field because of north is mu naught upon 4 pi q upon square of the distance of north pole from this end, and that is what? X minus L. And south pole distance will be what? X plus L. Therefore, the value of magnetic field is mu naught upon 4 pi q upon x plus L whole square. Substitute the value of Bn, substitute the value of Bs, solve it, and for P, for Q into 2L, just write down P, you will get this expression or this expression. Well, value of magnetic field at broad-on position is in the direction opposite of P. Like here, the magnetic field is in the direction same as that of P, that is magnetic dipole moment. Here, the direction is just opposite of magnetic dipole moment, and the value is what? Value is mu naught upon 4 pi P upon x cube. Well, when the magnet is short, this is the value of magnetic field. When the magnet is not short, it is of finite length, L cannot be ignored as compared to x, the distance of the point. Well, it is going to be mu naught upon 4 pi Pm upon x square plus L square to the power 3 by 2. We can also find out this expression, though the derivation is not in your syllabus. Because of this north pole, the magnetic field would be like this. Because of this south pole, the magnetic field would be like this. And these magnetic fields are what? Mu naught upon 4 pi q upon r square. But remember, this q is not charge, it is magnetic dipole moment. And here it is what? In electrostatics, here we have 1 upon 4 epsilon naught. Here we have mu naught upon 4 pi. Well, if we find out the components of B in this direction and in this direction, well, cosine components are here, sine component is here. This vector has cosine component in this direction, sine component is here. These sine components cancel out, and cosine components are added up. 2b cos theta, 2p is this, cos theta is L upon r. Substitute the values, and of course write q into 2lsp, and you will get this expression. So we must remember the expression along with the direction of magnetic field due to magnetic dipole, because we are going to use these results in our numericals. So with this we come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much. God bless you all.